Hello and welcome to this commentary for the fabulous Doctor Who story, The Romans. I'm the actor and comedian Toby Hadoke, who is involved in neither capacity in this story, so it's a good job I am joined by...
Nicholas Evans.
Barry Jackson.
William Russell.
Christopher Barry.
So, Christopher, you've taken us from a futuristic story and you take us into the past. Did you have a preference for genre?
Not particularly, but I must say I enjoyed it thoroughly. The comedy element in Doctor Who I sort of fell for in a big way, and I possibly took it a bit too far that way in some scenes, but I was ably abetted by some of my fellow performers, particularly Derek Francis, who plays Nero in it, as you will see.
Well, it was quite a departure for the show. This is the first sort of one played all out for comedy.
Yes, but it has plenty of drama in it.
Indeed.
Dennis Spooner was a very creative comedy writer, I think.
It's quite a jump, wasn't it, from that cliff down into suddenly we're wearing Rome.
We were in Rome.
Suddenly we were in Rome.
Well, it's actually quite nice, this, because the adventure of the Doctor Who, each story would end with a cliffhanger into the next one. This suggests that you've been hanging around Rome for a few weeks, which is rather nice.
Eating grapes and
Absolutely.
drinking wine, yeah.
On holiday, really.
Life of a Sybarite.
Yeah. It obviously agrees with him.
Where are Barbara and Vicky? They've gone down to the village.
I expect he had a
It's
run.
the village. So we're in the country, aren't we?
This is
That's
the
right.
villa, country
It's
villa.
the villa,
Yes.
country
Yeah.
villa, yes, that's right.
He was eating so many grapes he had the runs for weeks, didn't he?
Pipes, Chesterton.
And you're talking now about pipes and aqueducts for the children watching, to give them a bit of... Is Doctor Who still maintaining its educational remit?
That's why they built their aqueduct.
I mean, did you feel an onus there, Christopher, when presenting history that, you know...
No, I didn't. I mean, I don't know, perhaps one thought of education as being better in those days than one perhaps does today. Primary education.
Plain and simple answer.
And Barry and Nick, are you surprised to be talking about some one-stroke, two-week job you did 40-odd years ago?
Yes.
Absolutely
Fine.
amazed.
Yes. I did a signing the other week in Barking or somewhere, and there was a queue round the block just because of this show.
Because of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, 40
Wonderful.
years later.
Yes, I get pictures sent to me of the character.
Yes.
You know, me looking 15 with a beard stuck on, still looking 15, for which I'm very grateful for. Not so much now. Don't they look nice in these marvellous costumes?
Yes, really not very practical probably, but they are very, very flattering and lovely. They look happy in them too. They look as though they wear them every day. They're taken to them.
Live in Roman times? Oh yes, in one little village miles
And
away.
now we're about
What's happening
see,
there?
there we are.
Aha.
This
Owning his
sadistic young
place.
man. Now, Barry, you get
Great
to
week.
fight. You get to fight a bit later on, but you had a background in that, didn't you?
I did a bit. I was teaching at various drama schools. I devised a system of falls and tumbling and things, and I was teaching all around London at that time under the name of Jack Barry. I knew Peter very well, I suppose because they needed somebody to dive out of the window, an actor, so I was employed really for that. But later I was a fighter ranger, doing Adamant and various other bits and pieces. And yes, so at this time I was a dual. I had two hats, really, Barry Jackson and Jack Barry. Oh, gosh, look at that.
And here we have.
There we are.
Nick.
We do indeed, yes.
We pass through a much bigger town.
Yes, and with legal representation.
You'd not been in it long before, inside a certain famous metal casing.
Indeed, yes. Richard Martin said, would I come and do this part of the Dalek? I got there and said, oh, thank you very much, for a nice long contract. I don't know what the character's like. And he said, well, we chose you because you're small. And you can get, and you can get into one of these things.
But would it have worked that, obviously, a few weeks later you get to appear in the flesh? Was that a reward for you being
yes.
a good boy?
Yes, quite. Well, I sort of went on to be the Slither after that. and William hit me over the head. So that was my career finished as a sliver. And then Christopher used me again in this, for which I was most grateful.
Don't you think so, Barbara?
And was that your own facial hair, or...?
You're very kind. No, it wasn't. Dear Sonia stuck that on for me.
Slightly better than my tea cosy that I was wearing.
I wondered about that. Yes.
Ah, you mean Londinium.
You mean that's not real?
Yes, how much is this, please? Well, now, what would you consider to be a...
Now, when looking at the costumes, Christopher, would you have sort of given Daphne Dare a list of things that you wanted and kind of left her to it?
No, I just left her to it. I had no specific requests, no. I knew she'd do a lovely job. And I don't think the plot called for any specific details to be used in any of these, so she just made the women look gorgeous and the men look menacing or authoritarian, whichever was required.
Christopher was an exceedingly calm director, as I remember. You were never in any state where...
You may say that, but perhaps you didn't see me when I was in the state. How do you think I lost all this hair? Don't forget, we started with live productions when I started directing in television. These were live to the extent that they were continuous recording, so the nervousness and the adrenaline was flowing pretty fast.
And you couldn't cut, could you, too many times? That was the terrible thing. I remember with the fights, one thing that make them a bit more realistic, but you could never do it. It was very expensive, wasn't it?
Yes, cutting was... We didn't have the time to cut, and the actual cost of a reel of videotape was prohibitive once you'd cut it, because it could only be used 2 or 3 times. And I remember once, not on this production, but on an earlier production, one of the very, very first I did, we had to make a cut for some reason. And the piece of tape that we cut out was about 1 foot long, and I went to the director, I was a production assistant then, and said, "This piece of tape has cost you £5,000 or something."
Gosh, amazing.
It was prohibitive, and so we weren't allowed to cut. And in these stories, I am very aware, looking at them this many years later, of how often cuts appear, cues appear late, because I have said cue and cut, and they've cut, and the cue hasn't yet been taken, and normally later we were able to cut that bit of tape out. It was very quick and easy to do.
Oh, well done, Barry.
Bit of murder there.
Yes.
Saturday tea time.
That's right.
Ideal.
Just another...
Ideal for children.
Yes, that's right. Another day for tongueless assassins.
Just come on, darling, drink your blood.
Oh, wonderful fish, my dear. I don't know.
Meanwhile, back in the villa.
Yes.
Well, the main course was breast of peacock.
Delicious.
Now, would this have been invented the whole... Would Dennis Spooner have been of the type to go and investigate exactly
Breast
what they
of
ate, or was he...
No, I think he probably he probably just had a background of that sort of thing, that they ate peacocks, and breast of peacock sounds sufficiently luxurious to put it in at this point.
Absolutely. What did you say?
But certainly bigger than a tongue of
Dennis
love.
went to school till he was 14.
Eggs. What do you think I am, a goldfish?
He used to say he wrote dialogue as what it is writ, or like what
That's
it
right.
says.
Like what it was written.
Like what it was writ.
Yeah.
He did. He had a real knack.
Yes, he was great.
Settled fine.
Now, Barry and Nick, you sort of came in for these episodes. Do you have any memories, particularly of the regular cast?
Well, no, because if you notice, I didn't come across William at all, did I?
No.
We never met.
No.
And so you just tend to work with whoever you were with at the time. So while this was going on, I wouldn't have been... Well, would I have been lying down in my dressing room, I suppose? Well, probably not.
doing a crossword.
You would have been
Yes,
there.
yes.
You,
I would have been there,
because you
'cause
had
I'd
to
been
be,
waiting.
because we did the whole thing.
That's
in
correct.
One
Yes,
day.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was probably resting my wig
Yeah.
somewhere, sharpening my sword.
It's got nothing to do with living here.
I remember they were all very nice. They behaved well, and William had a lovely fund of stories, of which I'll remind you about later. I can still remember them.
And the regular cast have all been fed there as well, which is
Yes.
seems a bit of a bonus. You all just had your supper.
We call that a practical cake in the second act.
Yes, I was thinking that.
Chesterton.
Oh, Barbara's
He's got a doggy bag there.
I always feel sorry for actors having to eat and drink too much and play a scene at the same time, particularly if you have to do several takes.
Yes, that's right. It's always best to have a bucket. We can do that now. We couldn't in those live television days. Of course, you had to just
Get on with it.
get on with it.
Yes, you said how glad you would be.
Christopher, there are records that show that you wrote to a professor who was an expert in ancient Rome to get some background and feedback. Can you remember if that was particularly useful? And did you make a habit of that sort of thing?
No, you flabbergast me that I was that conscientious, but if it's in the records, it must be so. I have a vague memory now you prompt me that I did, but I can't remember. It was probably on a specific point, but I say I don't remember it in detail at all. It's 44 years ago, don't forget.
First exploration. You know, I think you'll like Rome.
Very good that you should go to that.
Yes, I mean, one wanted it to look and feel, more important, real. And if one put in some terrible anachronism, it would spoil the thing, and people would say that's useless. What are they doing? You know. I mean, there are one or two anachronisms used in the story for fun and deliberately, but they are understandable because they're people coming from the modern age.
And we've got a fountain there at the back. Did something like water in the studio, was that a major problem or
No,
fairly handy?
it merely meant that you had to have a hose pipe coming somewhere from behind the flats into the place where it was going to perform. So it would have been run along the floor and with a piece of tape over it, and actors had to be careful not to trip over it. That's all. I don't know if that presented any problems to you.
What is she doing there, William?
This is my Roman,
Tidying him up, making his
my
hair.
Roman hairstyle.
Oh, I see.
A la Jackie.
He wasn't wearing a tea coat.
Well, if he does come back, we can always go back to the TARDIS. There.
A 60s haircut would have stuck out rather in ancient
guess
Rome.
Spring.
But you're about to come and do some bad stuff. Nick, did you enjoy playing did you get to play many baddies?
Oh, yes. All those sort of Z cars and things that were done at the time. I was come on and hit someone.
Now that's extraordinary. He's looking at himself in a pail of water, a pool of water, but of course it's all covered in ripples, so he wouldn't be able to see a thing.
No, it looked good though. Don't forget they didn't have mirrors. Well, they did have
They
mirrors.
did have mirrors.
Yes.
Yes, oh, indeed they did.
Museums are full of Roman mirrors.
Not too crazy.
It's a lovely comedy scene.
Oh, Derek looked so fierce.
That was great, I
But he
think.
did his natural appearance.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it is.
It's Derek Sidney playing the
Yeah.
sort of chief baddie.
Yeah. Very well. It was good.
My beard really does look rather good.
You're going to start growing one now for real.
Well, I had pictures, taken that people sort of kept sending to me in this beard, and I thought, I wish you wouldn't do that.
Make a slave trade of you yet, Didius. Come on.
So you're like the apprentice slave trader here, and
Learning how to slaughter, yes.
this is your initiative test.
Yes. I think it was also my first television.
Was it?
I think so.
Was it really?
I
Yeah.
think so. So I have Christopher to thank for that.
don't know how I recruited you. Do you remember?
Just because I was around, because I was being a Dalek
Oh, 'cause
and
you've
the
been a
Slipper,
Oh, yeah.
and you thought, poor devil,
Getting over
let's
that.
reward him.
So you got brownie points for indignities.
Yes.
suffered
Oh, I'm all for a bit of indignity.
There's some in the fridge.
Harry.
Yes, that's the setting up of the joke. Yes, right, yeah.
Well, isn't it because some of these jokes are paid off in 4 weeks, 3-4 weeks
That's
time,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yes.
which modern television would not expect an audience to remember, and yet
Oh, tempera. Oh, mores.
Don't know how many schoolboys would understand that. Or girls.
Here's something, Barbara.
No? Like what?
Gone very
this is
quiet.
where the
Well, it is a very tense moment.
yes.
There's someone out there.
It straddles the sort of comedy and the drama very very well. I mean, is there anything you would do to ensure that happened, Christopher? Or was it just
No, I think it's just in the writing and the performances
there you are.
bearing out the writing.
I say. Oh, I am impressed.
I mean, it's the old thing that Hitchcock was so good at, of getting people in a
Oh,
light-hearted mood, and then delivering the blow. Uh-oh.
now that moment there where she knocks you out, William, was not in the script originally. I think Derek Sidney's character was supposed to knock you out. So either Christopher or William would care to take credit for that bit of comedy business. You may, because that must have been worked out in rehearsal.
Yes.
I don't remember.
I don't remember doing that, but I mean...
Well, the hitting on the head must have been arranged by
It must
Peter,
have been.
because
Must have
they
been.
would have had a wax bottle, you see.
Yes.
So it's all red. The
Yeah.
props would have dealt
Yes.
with that.
Yeah, it's just originally it was the baddies knock you out at some
Oh,
point between script and
Oh, I see.
Instead of being...
And
it
it was-
worked out that it was Barbara that knocked you
And
out.
that was again another
a nice gag.
example of what you were talking about, because it comes back at the end. The
There's a
final
punchline to it
the
later.
final scene.
Yeah.
I say, oh, it was you who did it. Right. I was.
And of course you could afford it a rewrite then, because it's 3 weeks later and you can afford
That's
to
right.
you can do that.
But there's nothing we can do for him now, my dear.
No, nothing at all.
Stay here.
Another one of those actors that's been in practically everything. Dennis Edwards,
Oh,
playing
yes.
the
Yes.
Centurion.
He looked great in this, didn't he?
What do you mean? You can easily kill someone. Swords are dangerous, you know.
Put it away, Mr. Centurion.
Is that your lyre?
Why, have you lost one?
No, only if it is yours.
And what if it is?
Why, it's you I'm looking for.
You could tell William Hartnell's really enjoying this, can't you?
Absolutely.
He was having a ball.
Italian from Corinth, whose skill as a musician is talked of even in Rome.
Really? Yes, most interesting.
We expected you in Assisium yesterday. When you failed to arrive, I sent my men out to search for you. I counted my good fortune that I personally found you.
So how do you think, looking back at this, Baronet, do you think it holds up, and did you recognise it?
Yes, I think my son said, "Well, it's not science fiction," he said. I said, "No, but it was."
I wonder how many people at the time were very disappointed. What were its ratings like? I mean, were they...
Well, it's interesting. It was some of the audience research report suggests that the British public weren't ready for a funny Doctor Who story, and yet now it's very highly rated, and
Yeah.
because it's doing what Doctor Who does best, which is change from week to week and constantly reinvent itself.
Surprise.
Yes.
And also, of course, it was in Doctor Who's original remit that it would mix science fiction and history, and now there's the idea of having a Doctor Who story without aliens and without monsters would be deemed not exciting enough for kids, and yet some of the historical productions from the 60s are among the very best
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Never get a better chance of meeting Nero.
Doctor, you don't even know your
I
own
personally enjoyed the historic ones because I'm interested in history. But that's a personal choice.
Well, it was Sidney Newman. One of Sidney Newman's ideas behind the show was that you would have jeopardy and adventure in historical times, which would make kids then go and
Yes.
read about those historical.
Was it a first for going back into time?
This one?
By anything, by any standards?
No. We started off going back in time.
No.
We started off
With Doctor Who.
With Doctor Who.
Yes, but Doctor Who not one of the first?
In terms of original drama on television.
In terms of drama,
Yeah.
who travelled, who were time travellers.
Yes.
So it is an innovative idea, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the Quatermasses was set in the present day, for example.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah.
There's an actor you used a lot here, Christopher, Edward Kelsey, who's
Edward
better known as
Kelsey.
Joe Grundy from The
I'm
Archers.
just going to say, that's why, yes, Joe Grundy, well known.
And you used him again in Power of the Daleks,
Yes.
which made him the first ever actor to appear in the flesh opposite 2 incarnations of Doctor Who. And then you used him later in Creature from the Pit. So did you have a rep that you liked to
Oh,
read
yes.
a lot?
There were several actors and actresses, call them all actors now, of course, that I liked to use over and over again because I knew they were reliable and could... that everything was so fast. Any way you could save time, cut corners, you would. And if by cutting a corner and knowing you're going to get results, you could do it, you did it. Well, I did it, perhaps I should say.
No, I think everybody did it. I think they did it. Yes.
No, it's something
But
like
we had we had 5 days virtually.
Yes.
That was it. You know, Monday, and then we did it on Friday.
It's extraordinary,
Yeah.
really.
Extraordinary.
When you think.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you see, this is the
Oh,
That was the
I'll
moment.
remember that.
that was the bit I was worried about. I was quite sure I was going to hurt you.
well, you could lose an eye, you see.
Yes. Fortunately, we didn't.
No, it's noticeable that a lot of the 60s Doctor Who directors did use the same actors, and I guess if you were working so quickly, you needed somebody you could rely on to.
Well, it was a great
deliver
help,
the goods.
wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you were, I wasn't even a staff director at this point. I was still, or was I just a staff director? I think I might have just become a staff director by then. But I mean, one was constantly going from program to program. We didn't have breaks between them, and you just on a treadmill, really.
Ian!
Nothing like the treadmill directors are on today, I may say, when they're on a series.
Yeah, CSI, 8 days.
We used to, I mean, in those days there were plugs were pulled if scenes weren't done on time. That put pressure on the performers and all the people in the studio. But it
Well, when better musicians than he are put out of the way, and you failed, you fool!
Line learning not a problem for you on this one, Barry.
Sorry. It's the first time you realise this is a deaf mute, I guess, when he says you'll have... You can't say I cut your other tongue out, but...
More than your tongue.
Sad.
It's great not to have dialogue, really. It helps. And of course, you used to tell a story about when he had so much dialogue to say, and he used to go, what? What? If you dried, and you used to help him out. But of course, with me, it was no hope. So you go, what? And I just go.
Right, well, we need to say goodbye to Nick Evans,
Yes, you do,
because that's
yes.
the end of Didius.
Well, I had a lovely time, thank you.
But the rest of us will be back for episode 2 to see if Barry kills William Hartnell.
Well, he'll try, I'm sure.
I'll have a bash.